Wow, Tommy, when you said we were going to talk load-bearing walls, I was not expecting a dollhouse here. Did you build this?
I did. I built it because I figured it's real easy to explain if you can see something.
This is a question you get a lot, right? Someone wants to renovate a house. They want to open up a kitchen. Their biggest concern is, I'm going to take down the wrong wall. The house is going to collapse.
Yeah, how do I know if it's a load-bearing wall?
So, how do you know it's a load-bearing wall?
All right, well, it starts with the direction of the bearing joist, all right? What's carrying the floor? Let's go down into the basement. So let's open up the front wall.
This here?
Yeah.
Look at you. This comes off.
Right. So now you get to look at the foundation, you get to look at the carrying beam right here, and the joist resting on it with lally columns in the middle.
So 2 lally columns, and that beam is running in this direction, same direction as these walls right here.
Exactly. So let's slide this over so now you can understand the relationship with everything.
So this direction, which is perpendicular to these floor joists.
Correct. Now if you've got a load-bearing wall that runs down here, you've got a load-bearing wall here, and if it's another floor, there'd be a load-bearing wall here, and so on down the line.
And they're on top of each other, so it's transferring it down to the basement.
Exactly.
So if the wall is perpendicular to where we see these joists, it's going to be load-bearing probably.
Load-bearing wall. Load-bearing wall. Load-bearing wall. Load-bearing wall.
So that means if they are parallel to these joists, they're not really doing us any good, so they're probably not load-bearing.
Right. So see that wall right there going in the front door?
I do.
All right. Take that wall and move it away. If you notice, what's happened up above? Nothing. All the load here is undisturbed.
It can hold and support all of that.
Right. Now this load-bearing wall right here that's over the beam in the basement that comes all the way up and carrying the second floor, what happens if we take that out? So just knock it down.
Just tip it forward?
Right. See how the floor joists sag?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
So if I did want to take this out, and you take them out all the time, what's the proper way to take out this load-bearing wall right here?
All right, the first thing we need to do is we've established that it's a load-bearing wall. We now are going to build a temporary wall close to the structural wall, but far enough away so that we can work on the structural wall and remove it.
And obviously something that we would build when the ceiling was still in place, we could do that.
Okay, so now it's in place, we can remove it.
And what's going to happen to our ceiling in that situation?
Well, in this case, our ceiling is temporarily supported.
So let me just, and that's not going to dip at all.
Right. Okay, so now that the temporary walls are in place, you can remove the load-bearing wall.
So this comes out.
Yep. But what we have to do is we have to make up for the bearing capacity of that load-bearing wall. And we're going to do that with 2 posts. And one will go against the bearing wall here.
Okay.
The other one will go on the outside against the stud right here, but over the foundation. And I'll put a beam in that has been sized to carry the load above.
So let me stick this one underneath that. And with that in place, can we take our temporary walls out?
Take the temporary walls out.
This guy comes out.
Our floor above has never left us. It's still there.
And now, if we were to push down on this, it's going nowhere. And as I look into this room, it's a big, wide, clear span, but I do see the beam hanging down. So I got to live with that header there.
Right. Now, let's say I want a wide open space, but I don't want a beam.
Okay.
We would take that beam and we would position it in a different location.
I'll take this out.
Take that out, take that
take
post
this
out.
post out? Okay.
Because we're going to position it differently, here's the outside post and an inside post. Again, these are over the bearing beam down in the basement.
And in this case, this one goes the full length all the way to this top plate here.
Right, because it's now going to support the end of the beam that is recessed into the joist system.
And again, so as I look at this one, I've got a clear span through the entire room, but now I don't have any drop beam. I've got a flat plane for that entire ceiling.
Right, nice and flush on the bottom. It's carrying the load. The engineer has designed the space and so on down the line.
So instead of the joists sitting on top of the beam, they are now hanging off of the side. So you've actually cut these away and tucked this in the middle.
Right, and they're on mechanical fasteners, metal timber hangers.
And look at that, so exactly what we want. Load-bearing walls away and you can't see anything in the ceiling.
Exactly.
Super instructive, Tommy, in terms of figuring out how to identify a load-bearing wall and how to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.